Ah, this lovely beach again. Wait, since this is almost Christmas time, this wasn't summer yet. This was supposed to be winter. Well, I would say this was, still in Christmas time, but anyway. Hey everybody, this is me, Duffy Duck here, and I'm back for the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to tomorrow's play of New Super Luigi U via the New Super Mario Bros. U DLC for the Wii U. So anyways, last time that we actually did manage to fully complete it with Frosty Glacier, and today for this episode we're about to be moving on into the fourth world in the New Super Luigi U, Sparkling Waters. So here we go with the first level in Sparkling Waters, Sparkling Waters-1, Herknant Beach Resort. So in this case, in this level right here, we're going to come across into Herknant crabs right over there. So even though that and every once in a while we can actually come across into this little beach huts every now and then, which I found is kind of cool to actually explore them in here, which I found is kind of a noticeable thing from my little situation. So yeah, it's kind of cool and interesting how they actually just clarify for how that happens. So yeah, that's how it usually goes when it comes to this level's type of gimmick. So, and also some water sprouts that again makes it a debut again. So even then though, oh yeah, the reason why I'm just heading down to that green pipe over there is because, well, 8-bit Luigi was right over there. So even then though, he was actually in, you know, the giant shape formation, just like it does in the Piranha, heights from, Acorn Plains-4. And by the way, there's actually a shortcut in this particular level, like I actually, jump over to this little ledge, and as a result though, this allows me to dodge every single one of Herknant crab's projectiles, which, yeah, it comes in really handy for me, for my knowledge. So anyway, let's go ahead and just finish this level right here, even though that's pretty short and easy by the looks of it. So yeah, as far as the today is concerned, according to the news updates and what have you, recently, that, remember what I mentioned earlier during the last video of New Super Luigi is that I've, recently got myself, before I actually get into this actually, here we go with the next level in Sparkling Waters, known as Sparkling Waters 2, which I'm assuming, if you get the mini mushroom, you can run up to the wall of blood bricks to actually skip out the water. Okay, sounds pretty imaginable. So anyways, Origin, Reef Womp. So in this case, we're actually going to be coming across into the origins right there. And also, before you actually enter the pipe, first star coin. Because yeah, think about that, just like how it does it in Acorn Plains 2, Croaked Cavern, which is pretty much a noticeable way to actually just to notice by that. So anyway, for this level, we once again have to go and swim underwater right there. But except the fact that we're actually going to be dodging those urchins right there. Yeah, as far as Sparkling Waters is concerned, it's basically just a water-themed level, which is pretty typical stuff. So, yeah, to get the idea. So, I guess there's not much else I can think of. Well, besides the fact that I've recently picked up Super Mario Run on the iOS, so in this case my iPhone. Even I know that the Android version might actually release until sometime next year, which is a little bit unfortunate for when it comes to delaying some stuff. But then again, I think it's mainly just the fact that I need to get some processing things done. Or even then though, that, I guess there's a pretty short possibility from my knowledge. So anyway, here's the final part, just have to carefully time your swimming ability to dodge these, urchins here. So, even though I only got hit by the, these urchins very, very easily with this little, swimming department is a little bit too tad low, but anyway. Oh, that was so close. I almost get up to that little, top of the flagpole for that pivot top thing, which, sure enough, I've almost reached up to one up, so, oh well, whatever. Alright, so, we still once again go come across into, all three of these store coins, locations and all that. I believe for the majority of, some of these messages every now and then before we actually continue this Let's Play and onwards, that we actually gonna come across into the exact same message. Anyways, next level we have is Sparkling Waters-Tower, which was, Sushi, or Surush Kebab, Tower, which, in this level's gimmick, is that we actually gonna come across into spike pillars, as well as occasional fire bros. So, yeah, the reason why I decided to actually equip myself with Fire Luigi to begin with is because not only do we actually need some extra protection to our inventories and all that, but also, judging by the fact that how well we need to actually get ourselves the third and final star coin. In order to get that, you need to be Super Luigi or Fire Luigi or Flying Squirrel Luigi, because again, you can't actually ground pound those brick blocks if you're in small formation. And there's another 8-bit Luigi. Seriously, it's always been every single 8-bit Luigi's at this point and in every single level so far. With no 16-bit Luigi, in this case the Super Mario All-Stars World Edition. But even then, we'll have to find out until we actually progress through the game. So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about for the third and final star coin. You need to be really accurate with your timing jumps, as well as you don't want to get hit by any objects, especially Firebird's case, because if you get hit by those, however, you won't be able to get that though. So, it's one you'll let you clarify, and also not to mention if you're in small formation of between Luigi and all that, you won't be able to actually just you know, bust through these brick blocks, whatever. So yeah, that's basically how we can probably expect it by now for this point in time. So anyways, he's pathetically easy, just like how it does in any other Boom Boom battles, but I digress though. So anyway, that's it for that. And since, again, still come across into the exact same message, but then again, there probably would be one posted onto Miiverse for any time minutes, so unless if I do this by my own time for myself. I'm quite surprised actually, because we actually simply put, we actually breezing for this game quite literally fast. Anyway, so the next level we actually have here is that, before we actually get into that actually, let's see these little Miiverse posts. 11 words, the bullets almost, yeah, I can probably tell for how this is going for this particular level when we're actually going to be approached to it. Okay, anyway, Sparkling Water's Ghost House, in this case a haunted shipwreck. I believe this is actually called Haunted Cargo Hold. Which in this level's gimmick is that we're going to come across here to yet again water, because as you expected, there's going to be a lot of water involved. And also not to mention these boo buddies across the entirety of the level, and bone fins from the start of the level. But you'd think if these bone fins wasn't enough, there's also the homing, pretty annoying purple Cheep Cheeps, which they behave exactly like how it does in the Mario version, or I'm presuming that they actually, just to get a little bit more strict and trickier to actually dodge them this time. So I'm hoping I can go ahead and... shoot. I'll be right back just a moment. Okay, I'm back. So, as I mentioned earlier, that we have to dodge every single purple Cheep Cheeps, which can hurt. You are kidding me! Are you serious? Okay, for the third time as a charm, and hopefully that we managed to actually become in super form this time around. And even then though, I'm hoping I won't able to die as many times, which, sure enough, so far, I've recently managed to lost 2 1-ups in this specific level, which might be a little bit too similar to the ones in the previous worlds, although the early worlds I've actually not died from, it was actually in World 1, because of how the fact that, you know, some certain skills I've actually just managed to perform it well enough, but even then again, that the game itself is actually much more harder than the new Super Mario Bros. U version, as far as I'm concerned for this, so this is as far as I've noticed by now. Okay, so now we got the ice flower from the right off the bat though. So even then though, that we can actually just use that wisely throughout the item system through the entire journey. So yeah, be sure if you actually just to prepare yourself some ultimate jump cuts as soon as I actually constantly gain myself some depths or what have you. But even then, that's probably made the case if you probably already saw the level layouts from just for one hand. So anyway, we're going back into this level yet again, but this time we're going to actually go and get the secret exit. In order to get this secret exit, I believe it's actually at the end of the level, so even though unfortunately I got hit by those boo buddies right over there, so that's a little bit of a most unfortunate thing I've ever seemed to notice. At least I was hoping to get a power up by the red ring or what have you, or in this case red coins, but if not, then I'll have to actually hope for God the bit I don't want to die from these homing Cheep Cheeps, in this case the purple Cheep Cheeps I have to say. So even though they're really falling at me right now, and also some boo buddies that I have to purposely try to dodge carefully, so but even then though, that I think I managed to cover this out until then during that time. So anyway, let's go ahead and go into this little wall over there. In this case, the little hidden alcove of this wall. And the reason why it's that is because, well, if the red pipe were actually just the thing that's immediately showed up, this means that you find yourselves a secret exit, and there you go. So yeah, not that hard to find, you're just gonna have to swim down from the bottom right until you actually just trying to run the hell away or swim away from these purple cheap jeeps to begin with, and then if you enter the red pipe, then there's your secret exit for you. So yeah, how about that? And I've recently managed to complete this course within 50 seconds or less. So yeah, worth credit for, worth credits due. And this will actually lead you to the beanstalk level for sure, because obviously that we're gonna have to come across into the beanstalk mechanic until during that time. So anyway, so now I've got 2 of those ice flowers, so I should able to catch up to my item inventory, but even then, that's, as far as at this point in time, folks, I'm pretty sure that you probably guys can tell already that I'm actually going to be, sometimes I actually wasted some of the items in my item inventory, well, but specifically the best, item power-up, inventories, I'm afraid, because usually speaking as such, that's how I've always had to do that, especially in New Super Luigi's case, or there are rarely occasions I've done it, or in this case, New Super Mario Bros. U, that I don't think, Sylvester and Chip managed to use all the items every time, although they sometimes use it wisely. So anyway, so now we move on into Sparkling Waters -3 Water Sprouts Sprint, which is what this level's called. So I'm going to be using Ice Luigi right here. So just in case, is the fact that this power up alongside with, I believe the penguin suit might be in this level though, will be really extremely helpful in this level's case. Because for one thing, if you actually temporarily freeze the piranha plant, then if you're actually trying to toss any objects or whatever, then you should be able to grab yourselves a star coin from the start. So more likely these directions like this, and then yeah. And I remember that one time, although granted though, every now and then, that the original playthrough on New Super Luigi U, back in the first playthrough on this, on the Let's Play of our channel, was no longer on channel at the moment, but I remember one time whenever I managed to come across into all of the main levels first, and then the secret level afterwards. Alongside with that though, I'm pretty sure Waluigi did manage to join into the Maxi Toys crew. But sure enough, that was way back in a long time ago. Even now and then, 3 years ago. So, but even though that, again, that original playthrough is now removed due to the, you know, the quality itself is pretty okay, or pretty good actually, but it sounds, in this case, the game audio itself is actually a little bit too dimmed at points. But anyway though, so, now I'm going to be moving on to the level that was right down there, but I probably should need Pink Baby Yoshi for this because of better swimming controls with the some sort of water segments like this, and also judging by the fact that how the much of appreciation of how, okay, anyway, the Great Kaiser's Sparkling Waters -4. You never know this Kaiser name that we already discovered that during the Pikmin 2. We even end up that I'm pretty sure that's what I was going to be, just to be trying to appreciation with that. So anyway. So here's the first star coin, just right down there, into this little Kaiser, so even then though, there's just right down there. It's pretty standard stuff to actually find it, no matter what. So, now let's continue. Ah, come on, out of all the worlds I've actually been into, this is the world I've always seemed to get hit at first in this particular world. Although again, it's mostly due to the fact that how the game's difficulty starts to increase every once in a while. But then again, I don't have many problems with difficulties on these types of games whatsoever. Although the only time I found the game is quite literally difficult is definitely be Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels, at least in the original NES version or the Famicom disc system. So this, as far as I can probably have some potential with that being said then done. But still, sometimes it always happens to everyone throughout the entire world itself too. Alright, so now we're done with that, so all we have to do is basically have to dodge those, a whole bunch of cheap jeeps, and that's it. And then, yeah, that's the reason why I managed to got myself a Pink Baby Yoshi to begin with, because, you know, for invincibility frames, as well as especially though, it gives you some extra protection if you kept on holding one. So, anyway, that's that out of the way, and let's move on to the 5th level, which was the Dragon Eel Depths. But before we actually get into this, actually, I'm just going to see these me first posts. Easy, that was not hard. I'm pretty sure that's what the me first is actually saying. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm pretty sure that much like in New Super Mario Bros. U, that we actually come across into underwater segments. Now, you know in New Super Mario Bros. U version, which was Dragon Eel's Grotto, I can't remember exactly what that level's actually called, but usually speaking that we actually gotta go all the way to the right. But this time around though, New Super Luigi U, you're gonna have to go all the way up instead of all the way to the right. Even though that's pretty much an opposite way to actually do this. I think that, as you can tell, that I was gonna be, there's a good thing too for actually me to actually using Pink Baby Yoshi to begin with, because if you keep getting hit by the urchins, especially the dragon eels themselves, you can actually get yourselves invincibility frames after when you get hit by something, which I think it to me looks really handy if you're actually trying to perform doing that. So that's the reason why I decided to do that particular trick. Or you can actually just do the normal way, while just simply guide your dragon eel, and much like how it does in the Mario version, that in the Super Mario Bros. U anyway, that in order to get some of these in this case, some of these star coins, although grantedly though, I don't think that was involved in New Super Mario Bros. U version. But in New Super Luigi U, you're gonna have to guide the dragon eel to these little urchins to actually just give you a I'm pretty sure the first star coin and the third and final star coin if you actually let the dragon eel kill the big urchin, which is kind of handy I suppose, because even then once you deal with that, then you actually would be just manage to grab yourself the third and final star coin. I don't think there's any alterations to get that star coin honestly, because there are some emphasis more likely that, you know, these little orange platforms that you actually find throughout the game that you probably won't able to go down. But anyway, so here we go with the secret level in Sparkling Waters, Beanstalk, and that is called Beanstalk Jungle. Wait, what? So for a second there, that in the Mario version, that you actually gonna come across into this giant beanstalk out of the skies. But now we're gonna be doing with the beanstalk, but this time in the jungles. The mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. I have no idea why I just said that right there. It's probably because I really love The Lion King as far as the music is concerned. Even the most intense music, selection of music I've actually heard of, which can be far from the truth. So anyway, and sadly I managed to sacrifice myself due to the fact that the Lakitus now appeared in this level. So even though that's the only difference between the Mario version and the Luigi version. So in this case, I'm about to be using my first PA coin in New Super Luigi U. So I was hoping this makes this level really easy, although it's not at first, but even then though, yeah. So, much like, although unlike how it does in the New Super Mario Bros. U version, which was Skyward Star, which is the level's name, that you don't have Yoshi in the Mario version, but this time around though, you actually have Yoshi in the New Super Luigi U's Beanstalk level, which was Beanstalk Jungle. What's really weird about this is that, well, strangely enough though, is that we actually come across into a jungle level really early, which is quite noticeable thing for this part right here, especially noticeable when there was like, I'm pretty sure that it actually does attempt to do that in, like some different title cards and all that, although I wasn't paying attention to it. But then again though, that, yeah, so, although, to be fair though, that, oh gosh, some incoming waddle wings, we'll have to dodge all of them, so just in case we don't want to accidentally get hit. Especially if we don't want to lose our pal Yoshi. So the reason why I headed up to this little invisible alcove onto that red pipe over there is not only not to mention you get some 1-ups, but also the third and final star coin. Now there's 3 alternate ways you can get the third and final star coin if you actually saw. That's for one, you can either just jump off Yoshi and then just trying to get some momentum in midair. And also that you can actually use the flying squirrel power up in order to fly through there. So yeah, I just want to clarify for that. So as an alternate ways to actually get the third and final star coin just to begin with this themselves. Still want to point that out until now. Sadly, no notification because I'm presuming that I don't know exactly what I was going to be explaining for that. But anyway, much like Frosty Glacier's Flimperous flows, you'll be immediately going to go into the next new world, which is essentially Rock Candy Mines, to actually act out as a shortcut. So, even though then yet again, I'm not going to go in that world just yet, because obviously, we're going to go through every single world in this game offers. So, that's the one thing I need to point out. So, let's see what this Miiverse post says. Easy. Well, usually speaking, I only died just once due to the fact that Lakitu did screw me over. But, usually speaking, that, I usually just, you know. So anyway though, so now we're going to go ahead and just move on into the next objective, and that was catching a nabbit in, the Great Kaisers. Now, as far as I noticed until now, that it might start to get a little bit more challenging when it comes to catching nabbits now, so, especially in some levels like this, we're gonna have to, like, use each of these little big giant Kaisers, and before you're actually just about to, you know, move on to the next, set of points throughout. So yeah, that's all there is to know, unless if I've, unfortunately I've run out of, Starmans, which is a little bit tough for me until now, especially noticeable when I was like, although, actually there's a PA coin I still managed to save up though, although, again, I'm probably not going to use them all just yet though, so, let's need to point this out until now, but anyway. So, yeah, before we actually, get into the castle level, though, I'm going to be doing the usual one-up, on this case, not one-up, the power-ups grinding, which I might actually go ahead and nap up myself, the ice flowers, not one-ups. Even though one-ups can be a kind of its own thing, but, I might save the one-ups until for later, but I'm pretty sure I'll get my eyesight until for the ×2, which I probably need to get ×2 for this ice flowers, because, obviously, I always kept constantly wasting my power-ups in my inventory right now. But even though, I'm pretty sure that I was going to be settled with this end, so... There we go with those two, and we only got one more item left for my inventory items list, so... Yeah, so let's see these Miiverses right here. That was one nasty, tower, which, because of the spike pillars and all that. Alright, last level in Sparkling Waters, and that was Sparkling Waters Castle, Larry's Trigger Happy Castle, which, sure enough, right off the bat though, we're getting chased by the Bonsai Bills. And to make matters even much more of a, such as a nice little hint for you, for thanks to that Miiverse as you can see on screen, there's actually another way you can, there's actually two alternate ways you can go through this level. That if you don't have a mini mushroom with you, you're gonna have to be forced to go into the underwater segment. But if you actually have your mini mushroom to begin with, then sure enough you actually get yourself a brief of a shortcut, or technically a shortcut, or even you can manage to avoid yourself or manage to avoid the water sequence, which is really kind of the convenience though. So I've no idea why I'm doing this particular move right there, although it does seem to tend to waste my time. All you do in this particular second star coin, you can either do it with two different methods. You can either let the torpedo test, at least the red ones anyway, combust for these brick blocks, which sure enough it can waste my time for this situation. There's also another instance which I'll have exactly not too much intention to. So anyways, here we go with... What in the world? Did that somehow that big bill is gonna go closer to me? Which sure enough... Oh, snap. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm gonna die. God dang it. Alright, so... I'll just go ahead and just try to actually, I have no idea why I'm feeling quiet right here, so I'll be right back just a moment. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there's also another way you can actually do to get the second star coin to actually do this, is that if you actually hit this center block right over there, and this will actually activate the P switch, and that way you can actually grab those coins very flawlessly. So, oh god, oh phew, that was close. Okay then, so let's try this again, shall we? So, the third and final star coin is a little bit tricky at first, because you're gonna have to deal with a lot of jumping timing and whatnot, and, god dang it. Screw it. I was gonna kill myself, or even drown myself. Okay then. Here we go again. Third time's a charm. Again. Since the haunted, ship, wrecked, in this case, the shipwrecked, level. But somehow, this is so weird. We're actually gonna come across into the King Bill right early on for our right now. But even then, that's it's pretty menacing for that little bit of a devastating look. But still, So, at this point in time, that as far as death counts in this world so far, unfortunately it's gonna be more than that. I'm pretty sure I died in the ghost house level, and sure enough I lost one up in the beanstalk level, and another two, which was this level. So I'm pretty much sure I pretty much got 5 deaths so far, which was not that great by comparison, but then again, mainly due to the fact that how this game's difficulty actually fully increases now, so... Oh wow, I managed to hit him as soon as he actually just managed to get up. Nice move from my skills. But anyway though, so as for Larry's boss battle, not much different from the Mario version. Obviously it plays exactly like the Mario's campaign, so you know. So yeah, that was it for Sparkling Waters. Not too bad for this world, except the fact that I died 5 times. But, oh well, at least I still got some bunch of 1-ups along the way. In fact, what I can do, the fact that I was going to actually, oh shoot, I actually realized, after all, whenever I just trying to actually get up to that 1-up, Toad houses, that I'm actually trying to grind myself some 1-ups that way, but for some reason, I somehow must have skipped them by accident. So there we go, Sparkling Waters is now fully 100%, each with its own secret exits, or in this case, one secret exit the entirety of the thing, and also, all the star coins as usual. So anyways, we're gonna have to end things off here, so join me next time on Let's Play New Super Luigi U. Is the fact that we're actually moving on into the 5th world in the game, known as Soda Jungle. So yeah, I'm hoping I won't get interrupted by any levels. So anyways, see you guys then.